set, man. What's up? What's up? Viber TV, man. We got House Party in the building, man. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. You know, great day, it was a great month, it was a great week. Shit just keep turning up.
Shit, man. That's good, man. That's good to hear, man. You know, you move around a lot. You know, been active, pretty consistent, man. What's been the drive lately, man? What's been the kick into your work ethic lately?
It's like what's been the drive my work ethic?
Like, what's been your kick to your drive, your work ethic lately? I seen you just did some work. You know, I seen you did a project not too long with Big Scar. You know, you just recently draw some, with Chopper, NLE Chopper. So, you know, I see you been pretty consistent. You know, what's been the drive to that motivation lately?
I don't want to fall off.
Okay.
The DMV has a curse of falling off, and it's like, I don't want to follow that curse. Like,
yeah.
Almost everybody loses their momentum, and I'm not trying to lose it too.
That's a crazy point that you made out right there. Because it's like, when you said the DMV has a curse of falling off. Explain that a little bit more to the audience here.
Like, I work with a lot of artists here, and I got love for a lot of them, but it's like, we all have lost their momentum that they had 2 or 3 years ago. It's nowhere near as much. Like, some people might be able to do 1 million views 2 years ago, but they came in 100,000 now. Or they used to get 200,000, and now they averaging 5,000. So it's like the consistency might be there with the amount of music they drop, but like the views and like the streams and everything is nowhere near what it used to be.
Okay.
And I just feel like, even with video artists, like, you know, someone might have like a big music video, or they might, you know, work with like a big artist once a year or 2 ago, but then after that, they only stay in the city and they don't really be going nowhere with it. They just be out here.
Right. Nah, that's a great point that you mentioned now. You know, great fact and point that you mentioned now. You know, consistency really leads to building that that mega business and that mega brand, you know, look, and which is good for you that you have, you know, that you have that work ethic, you know, and you have it young and early, you know, so which is good. You know, as far as moving around, like what's some cities or states you've been by recently?
Recently I've been to Detroit recently, Memphis, North Carolina, Jersey, Philly, New York, Atlanta. I think that's it off the top of my head. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, so you traveling all around. So you have a little war tour. So you're going on a small tour yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
You going on a videography tour. You can call it. Okay, all right. You stop in city. What's your some of your favorite artists you've been working with as of late?
As of late, I really like working with GT. He's from Detroit. If you're not familiar. I really like working with Big Scar. Got a lot of chemistry with him.
Yeah, see.
Y&J from out Flint, Michigan. He's like, now you're from Beecher, but the way he raps, it really goes hand in hand like my style and how I shoot. So it's like a perfect combo.
Oh, okay. So you seem to have a lot of chemistry going on in Detroit. You know, artists and that. Like, where did that chemistry? Is it like the first time you guys saw? You guys just knew. You mentioned that his sound kind of collabs and complements your style of work. You know.
So like, how I got into Detroit?
Yeah.
So basically, last January, I shot for an artist named Since '99, and I think he's from Michigan. He's not from Detroit, I think, but he's from Michigan. Okay. So when we shot our video, I was looking through his comments, seeing who was commenting, who was, you know, working, fucking with the video and shit. And I seen an artist named Babytron. So I clicked on Babytron, DM him saying, "Let's work, let's shoot." He said he would. So I said, "Shit, I'm gonna come to Detroit." I said, "I'm ready to work." And then he said, "Are you with it?" And I was at Atlanta, end of that month. He had to come to Atlanta. We shot a video in Atlanta, and I ended up going to Detroit for like a week, shooting with him. I didn't shoot nobody else that first trip. I shot him, shot some for artist named TRD. And that's about it for the first trip. I shot just them two. And then with the next trip back to Detroit, I went again in June of 2021. And I ended up working with Tron again. Some stuff for TRD again. Okay. For Stan Will. Right. And then the main stuff I did out there, like that trip, that's how I linked with Y&J. And then I linked up GT. Tron put me on the GT. Not to cut you off, you know, it's crazy that you mentioned you did some work recently with Tron. Tron actually been recently working with Cole Bennett, you know, which is actually a dope, you know, it's a dope connection, you know, dope touch to have. Basically, you know, you're doing work with, you know, solid artists in the industry. And it's funny, like, a funny thing I wanted to mention, like, recently Cole Bennett is using the iPhone. You've been recently seen it, right? He's been shooting his iPhone with a video with the iPhone 13. This goes to show this video world, it has, you know what I'm saying, creativity is like the endless, you know? So, do you feel like, you know, the artists you work with and things like, do you feel like creativity is something that people overlook a lot? To a certain extent, I feel like people could be more creative, but at the same time, I feel like creativity is what you make. Like, you know, somebody in the hood might think, you know, shooting a video at the water park might be the craziest shit ever. Compared to like Cobain, like this is a regular day. So it's like, it's all in perspective. And you gotta really understand what somebody's artistry is. Like, you know, you might think something bland and plain, but the next person might think it's the greatest shit ever. You gotta keep everything to perspective. Look at it from somebody else's vision.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, that's you know, that's a dope point that you made out. You know, so you know, as far as doing work and things like that, and doing content work, like was for people like, did you grow up? I would say, were you like growing up in the computer all the time? You know, people like,
I got into doing the videography and pictures. I started out doing photography. I started out I was in yearbook. And then me being a yearbook kind of just had me blossom into like just doing a lot of photography for like events, and then working with rappers and whatnot.
Right.
But like I didn't really grow up around like technology. Like well, I grew up, of course, you can grow up around technology, but it's like not really into it to like want to do videography and all like that. Everything. I started doing shooting videos 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. And some people, if you have the love and the passion, if you have the love and the passion, you're gonna do something every day, do it with that, that love and passion. So it's never really gonna feel like you fall back, or things like that. But did you throw a lot of house parties in high school?
I actually have not. I probably threw, how many I threw in high school? I think my senior year I threw like 3 parties in 1 week for my birthday week. And I threw like one more that summer. I ain't throw too many every time. Everybody always says like, you throw a house party. Your name house party, you throw a house party, but it's not. It's not.
Like, cause you remember we talked in the past, and we was just to get some, get something done. And you was getting ready to throw a party. And we was talking about getting the interview done at the party. Remember?
Oh yeah. No, that's what this year. That was my birthday this year with the party and being canceled.
Yeah, nah, that would have been pretty dope, man.
Nah, for sure.
I know you've been, dealt with a lot. You dealt with a lot. Parties. You say you've been around for about 2-3 years. But those 2-3 years you put a lot of work and been having a crazy work ethic. So like what are some? I would say like what are some things in the past 2-3 years that you would say you regret in the past? What are some things you can say you regret in the past? Too.
It's not too much I can say I regret. One thing I most definitely say I regret. I was in Miami last year for Rolling Loud. I was with RMC Mikey from Flint. And I was with a videographer named Call Me Phil. We was chilling in Miami for Rolling Loud. We ended up going to this one called Bal Harbour. And while I was in Bal Harbour shopping, just looking close to the show, I run a Kodak Black and 42 Dub. Yeah. And we just around each other for like 30 minutes. And I wasn't starstruck. I fuck with Kodak, but it's like I'm not really starstruck like that. But it's like that whole 30 minutes I was with him, I didn't say a single word to him. I ain't even say I was a videographer. I ain't even try to take his picture. I was just like, I felt like I wasn't good enough. Like it was like I seen Kodak and it was like in that moment I felt like I couldn't offer him nothing. Yeah. So like, I ain't wanna say nothing, but like I look back and it's like during that time frame he was shooting videos with people with the same camera as mine. So it's like I just really feel like, if I had spoke up, I might have had a video of Kodak Black that could have changed my life completely. So it's like I always look back and regret not saying nothing in that moment. I really feel like if I said something, everything could have been different right now.
Yeah. Okay. Man, would you look at that as a lesson learned?
Yeah, for sure. Now, every time I talk my shit, every single time. Yeah. Every single time I meet a rapper, I'm very confident. Yeah. I'm very outspoken. I show my work. I just feel very confident in my work. I know I'm like that. Yeah,
Like as an athlete, anybody should feel that way. Athletes say the same when they're doing the work. If you prepare well, you work well, you should never feel bad about what you buy. You should never feel underspoken, or you should never feel like my work is never, too good enough because you putting in the work. So you will know, which is dope. You a hamburger or hot dog type person?
I don't eat either. I don't fuck with Glizzy.
Time out, man. Time out, bro. Time out. I give you 2 hours. So basically, you say if you had to pick between a hamburger and hot dog, you'll starve.
I starve probably. I don't I go to a cookout, I'm not eating hamburgers or hot dogs. I'm telling you, I do not eat that.
Dang, so you wait a minute, time out. What's your preference? I would say, what is like your preferred cookout barbecue summer food?
I mean, they don't really feel like some cookouts might have some ribs, some might focus on ribs. Of course, they got some good chicken. I'm Jamaican, so it's like being Jamaican, they always got some jerk chicken and shit like that on the grill. So it's like it's different than like an American or like a Black American cookout.
Okay, wait, you mentioned you're Jamaican?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wait, that's dope. That's dope. So you from Jamaica?
No, I was born here with my parents.
Your parents, oh, okay. So you really get into, so you really eat like a lot of,
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite Jamaican food then?
Curry goat.
Curry goat.
Yeah.
Wow, never tried that. What does it taste like?
I don't know how to really describe it. Like, it's just like, it's like better than curry chicken. It's like a sweet taste to it. It's like,
okay.
It's real savory.
Okay. Now it's dope that you really, in tapping. You plan on going to Jamaica to shoot videos inside?
I'm trying to shoot some artists in Jamaica.
You do any artists in Jamaica?
I don't know any just yet, but I know if I go out there, I'm gonna shoot something.
Okay. You're gonna get that work. Get that work cranking.
Nah, most definitely.
What? I also see you got a fashion brand. Upon your upon the work you do. And you yourself, like the dress, dress well, dress So which a lot of I was directors, videographers don't really put much into the fashion sense. They put which is dope. What made you kind of jump into be more into like the fashion side of the world?
I don't know. I didn't really grow up with too much, so it's like parents gave me everything they could, but it's like growing up, I was just like I ain't got my first pair of Jordans until I was like 16, so it's like getting more and more money. I was like I want to be being fly shit. I don't want to look like nobody else.
Yeah.
So I just started to put my money into the design, and it's like a big thing with like being around certain rappers. They always care about everybody, but it's like, you having on like a 3-band, 4-band outfit, it's like, they think of one or two things, like, right, this nigga's probably a scammer, or he's successful in what he does, so he could afford what he's doing.
Yeah.
I have rappers say, like, you pop your shit, like, you do your thing, like, you fly and shit, and they fuck with me heavy, like, just on the fashion set. So it's like, it builds a bond more than just on the music level.
Okay. Now, that's a dope, dope point. Also, like I would say, also is a branding thing.
Yeah,
definitely it's a branding thing, it's a marketing thing. Your brand represent your brand a lot. So if people see they're going, okay, it's going like other brands will look at them like, okay, I can put him to model my apparel, because he's really into it. It's gonna expand your your work, which is dope. What's the I would say, what's the first chapter in being a director? I would say is would you consider the toughest? Or the hardest?
Finding your style. That's like, cause a lot of people ask me, how to learn to edit, how to learn to do that. Like, I ain't really watch YouTube videos. It's just me figuring out how I want to do my shit. So everybody got to find their own swag. I got a lot of younger videographers who ask me, teach me how to edit. Like, I can't really teach you because you're gonna be House Party Junior, House Party the Third. Like, I don't want that. Like, I want you to really have your own swag with it. So it's like, it's too many people trying to be a direct carbon copy of the next man, and it's too like. A lot of people out here are carbon copying me already. Yeah. So it's like, it's annoying. So I want people to find their own swag for sure.
Okay. Do you feel like part of, being, because, some people sometimes they created an inspiration, they create a wave or sauce that people like to tap off, Do you, when you see people replicate that, are you more annoyed or are you more like proud, like, dang, I really,
I feel proud of it, but it's like, it's just like people don't get their credit. I don't like when people just take the whole swag and don't get their credit. Like I'm like the first nigga in the DMV to like make a nigga put an advertisement on the video, and like niggas started doing that.
Definitely,
shit.
I can definitely
then like making a nigga their whole website. Like niggas was not doing that. Like, and now niggas doing that shit. And it's like back when I started doing boomerangs and shit, niggas always credit me, tagging me in the story, like at the house party for doing the boomerangs and shit. And it's like I fuck with that. Like you showing love, you showing respect, and it's like I would fuck with you heavier for that. But like all the niggas are just straight trying to act like this is they sauce, they say swag,
and you're not giving the respect. You feel like that's okay.
Shit throws me off.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's a lot of people definitely I understand why they feel that way. I know in this generation, speaking upon that, especially in this generation, we talk about mental health a lot. How important it is, due to social media and things like that. And I feel like it plays a huge role. You feel like social media played a huge role in mental health, in our generation?
Most definitely, a lot of people take it very seriously, and it's like, if you don't get 100 likes in your picture, you might feel like you're not as important. You might not feel validated, and like especially if like starting a business, like social media is a very big part in like your business. So it's like if you see your business not even getting like 5 likes, you might feel like you're not gonna be successful, you're not gonna reach the goals. But it's like it's real, but it's not real life at the same time. Like it's a aspect you gotta pay attention to, but it shouldn't be everything you pay attention to. Sure. I don't know how we can move forward to try to help people take a step back from how attached they are to social media, but I feel like it might be too late. People are just so attached with their phones 24/7, so it's like it's never no real time to like really detach from social media.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, people be here, man. People wake up 24/7. 2 days go by, you know what I'm saying? Then they didn't find out, they didn't know what 80 people did, but don't know what in the world they about to do next. You know, sure. That's true though. Yeah,
and it's like a big perspective thing with like you mentioned 80 people. It's like you had 100 likes. That's like imagine like 100 people outside cheering for you, saying you did that. Yeah,
you did that. Yeah.
Like about like rappers like do them comments where I want 4,000 comments. You might get 2,700. Yeah. And like say if those are actually individual 2,700 people, that's 2,700 people saying they want to hear what you have to do. They want to see what you got going on. Like. That's a lot of fucking people. Like people gotta take appreciation. Like even for rappers, like if you only get 1,000 views, that's 1,000 people who gave a fuck to listen to your fucking song. Like you gotta be appreciative of everything. You might be making the most money off of that shit, but it's like that shit is crazy. 10,000 views is crazy. That's an arena. Like 100,000 is fucking epic. Like anything past 50 views is crazy because it's like that's people caring about what you got going on and taking the whole time out of their day to listen to what you got going on.
Fact.
So I feel like people need to be way more appreciative of like those small moments, like, and it's really understanding who in their life is really showing that attention and that love to what they got going on to their craft.
Man, so I know there's a lot of situations, crazy situations. You done dealt with in your career.
Surprisingly, not to cut you off, but it's like I got asked this like probably like 5 times. Not even an interview. It's like it's a crazy shit ever happened. Crazy shit ever happened. Like. Nothing really ever happens. Like, probably my whole career, the craziest shit is like a little shootout, but that's about it.
Nah, I was gonna ask you. Okay, finish start.
Oh no, it was nothing crazy. I was gonna say it was just like we was inside shooting, and the next thing you heard some switches go off outside. I never heard of switch before that day. That shit was like 3 seconds. You heard like 20 bullets go off. That shit was crazy as hell. But beyond that, I don't ever be going through no crazy shit.
Okay. You kind of you jumped ahead of my question, but I was gonna get a little bit creative with the question.
Okay.
You answered the question with this. You answered the question halfway already, so you already gave me answer. But I was actually gonna ask, like I was not even on set. I was gonna ask like what are some like the craziest questions or the craziest like video ideas that you were that you've been offered in the past. Something like that. Cause I know you've been asked crazy. Cause I know that's kind of I would say a common question for the director. Because people expect to go through some but. Like, I also what are some of the craziest ideas as far as directing?
I use that the craziest ideas. Most times the artists I work with don't really have, like, most times they come to me as a director, because I do a lot of crazy effects, so they don't really come to me with ideas. They usually just come to me and say, make it magic. That's why they call me Houdini. So it's like,
So you make it magic.
Yeah, so it's like, if I got a concept, it usually some crazy shit. Like, I still want to do this. Like, this was for Riff, but like, he didn't want to do it. I was trying to do a video underwater. I had an underwater case in my camera. I was trying to do a video underwater, like, falling through water while you rapping and shit. And I still haven't done it yet. So if Riff ain't with it, I'm trying to do it with any rapper who's trying to do it.
Vibes, man, we definitely like, we'll send you some artists, you can tap in with that, that's definitely gonna get some done in that department, man. But do you feel there's a lot of hate in DMV that's kind of stopping the growth, from moving forward?
That's not what's stopping it. That unity thing is not what's stopping the DMV from being bigger. What's stopping the DMV from being bigger is the music we're putting out. We're not making great music. We're not putting out great singles. We're not making good songs. Like, that's all it is. I ain't saying the music's bad at all, but it's like we're not making mainstream music that people could latch onto and keep going up. Like, that's really all it is. Like, our last major single was Crew, I'm pretty sure. There might be some bigger hits that came out after that. I can't think of the top of my head.
I would say probably was. Like, that really hit that 100 mil, that really hit that 50 mil. It was Crew. It was.
So it's like, if people got people into the structure, like they have Brett Fires with a crazy hook and he's singing. A lot of people don't have a lot of R&B artists singing on tracks. Like, that's something that's a lot of, even in the industry now, like a big hit because of the R&B singer on the track. And there's plenty of R&B artists out here, people just don't be paying attention to them. So it's like, people gotta really make better songs. And then, of course, features, working with more artists here will help and get a bigger boost. But it's like, a lot of artists already work with their friends and work a lot of different their peers. Like, the beef is a thing in any city. So it's like, to say hate is top of the DMV is a lie, because, it's just, we're not picking up, like, because, like, you can say it's unity, but, like, look at the drummer, Black Fortune, Gunu, rest in peace, Gunu, Money Mar, 3 Black and Big Flock last year. They was all on one song, and in a year time, past the year, it didn't even hit 1 million views yet. So it's like, if unity was the case, why the song with 5 of our biggest artists They even do 2 million views. They even do 1 million views. So you can't say unity, guys, the hatred is what's stopping us. It's just the quality of music. We need better music. That's all it is. I'm gonna say that to the day I die. Like the DMV is not being held back by our hatred, because everywhere has hatred. Chicago is one of the most bloodiest and deadliest cities ever. But look how many popping ass rappers they got. Look at New York. Nothing but death and beef over there, and all they talk about is sliding on options, killing, is just dissing the dead. But they all popping out there because of they drill. And they not all clipping out there. Like half of the big singles is all solo tracks. Of course, think about repost a song and shit, but like that repost is not about to make your career, make or break your career. So it's like, it's not the unity, it's the music.
Okay, you feel the quality of the music has been being missed.
It's not really like, cause it's like Riff is somebody whose music is not doing as many streams as he used to do, but it's like, I feel like as an artist, he's evolved so much. He's a much better artist than he was 2 years ago, a year ago, even 6 months ago. He evolved so much. Same thing with Flock. Like, Flock's numbers isn't what it used to be either, but like he's evolved so much. He's a much better artist. And he raps so well, and it's like he just overlooked. So it's like sometimes it is not the fans overlook it sometimes, because their music is quality and very well made. I mean, they sentence a lot, and I see what they do, and it's just very well. And it's like, they just not doing the stream, like, especially even like Lil dude. Like Lil dude had, like, sometimes he might have a run where he do 200,000, 300,000, and then it might slow down again. But it's like the quality of music of certain artists is there. So sometimes I'm not sure what certain artists make, but as a whole for the area, it's just for the area as a whole, we most definitely just need better music.
That's actually one of the most, like, I wouldn't even call it, you said interesting point, and I think that's actually a very good, solid, important, like I would say something you just said, like, music, because it's like the shift in the direction the DMV music is heading into right now. We all see, what I'm saying, like you're saying, the peak of it really is, like you're saying, it's not gonna touch crews and things like that, So I understand what you're saying now. So what do you feel are some things that that DMV artists and some of the the brightest artists we have in the area could do to kind of get to that level?
Stop making songs where you fucking singing. That shit is not going up. I'm sorry, like that shit. I don't know how many of y'all have tried to do it, but it's like you clearly see the numbers are on a decline compared to your regular numbers. Why would you keep making a song that does less numbers than your average views? It makes no sense. Yeah, you might make a single song that might blow up as potential, because a lot of artists do that. But if you see it's not working, why would you keep repeating the pattern and it's seeing it fail? The only person I can really say off the top of my head who's done the singing and rap out here and it made it work very well is Dan Man. He did the singing and it went completely as planned. But a lot of artists try to singing and it's like, it doesn't work. It's not trying to any artist. Like a lot of them do it. The majority of them try to do the same tracks and they drop a video for it and they might do, I say they average out 50,000 views is the random number. The singing track might do 8,000. As just like a perspective of like how big of a gap it is when they really like, before you don't change your sound up completely before you blow up, because like your fans came for a certain sound. So it's like if you go from making music that sound like point A and then you go make a song that sound like point Z, niggas ain't really gonna click as much because they came from point A, they ain't come from point Z. So it's like that's why niggas keep fucking up at the end. Like they'll see, like of course being an artist you do what you wanna do. But if you're in it for the streams and you wanna make yourself more successful, stop making songs that you see your fans don't like. That's just my thing, like,
bro. I go to that. I go back to that. I go back to that point a lot heavy. And I tell artists, like, because at the end of the day, you are doing it for yourself, but you are putting it out there for somebody. Yeah, you can say you're putting it for somebody, but if that's the case, you can crank it in your room all day. You know what I'm saying?
But like certain niggas, like my man GC, he a self-made millionaire, so it's like he could drop whatever the fuck he want and don't gotta worry about it. He's just doing the music, because he got fans out there and he make what he want to make. And it's like, he could do what he wants. But like certain niggas, they need this shit. So it's like, if you need it and you want it to bring you to that next level of life, pay attention to what you're doing and stop fucking up. Because a lot of people be fucking up. But like, they stop dropping, they be inconsistent. Or, they might have pride issues, don't want to pay for a feature and shit like that. Like, it's a lot of different little shit. Like, nobody got to pay for feature, but it's like certain things will help certain artists. And it's like people don't be paying attention to what's going to help them.
Heavy, man. That's some heavy. It's you giving a lot of artists a lot of tips. I like that. A lot of, especially videographer. Especially director. Giving artists tips, and other artists definitely really tapping and hear you out on that one, man. What are speaking of artists, like do you ever see yourself like in the near future like from where you got going on, do you ever see yourself in the near future creating it into, I would say, more into like a label, like a house party label? Have you ever thought about that?
I mean, I might, but it's like, I'd rather, it's a lot more hands-on work with a lot of artists, making sure they got going on. This is just, and it's like, I don't know, it's just, I feel like it's too much to be hands-on with that. I got other things I aspire to do, so it's like, having your hands in so much different shit, it's not always good. Because
you limit your, I would say you limit your potential, you're not saying what you could do in that, because now you're running around putting 50% of everything.
Not for sure, exactly.
That's a good point right there. Have you, so, you know, recently on the internet, I've been seeing a post the other day speaking about Chris Brown, you know, or Michael Jackson, you know, I mean, personally, you know, myself, you know, I'm going, nobody in the world could ever touch Michael Jackson, you know, but just saying from your perspective, like, who would you know choose Chris Brown?
I mean, it was definitely Michael Jackson, but it's like, I feel like people are like very blind to like, you know, a star's potential. Like, of course, Chris Brown's been a star for a while, but it's like, I see why, you know, people make that comparison sometimes. So like, Chris Brown is very talented, and he does what he does, and he's been doing it for so long. Like, I don't know when Chris Brown made his first song, but it's been at least over 18 years, I'm pretty sure. So it's like, around that. So it's like, for somebody to be doing music for that long, and to still be so successful is crazy. So it's like, I feel like people should give him his flowers. He's not at the same stature as Michael Jackson, but I feel like people should, like, you know, when people had these disagreements, like, they'll downplay the other artists, like, man, why the fuck are you comparing this nigga to that nigga? But it's like, Chris Brown is a very talented person who should still be giving his flowers, but, you know, you like that, but you're not him. Yeah. That's like, that's always should always be like, you know, you don't gotta be like, fuck you, because we want this nigga. Yeah. It's like, you're not there yet. Yeah. You know, Chris Brown's I think like 30 years old or something like that. So like, you know, 20 more years, he's still doing his thing. Yeah. He might be, you know, he might be the one. They might even compare Michael Jackson, but they might be comparing it. Are they Chris Brown? Yeah. Instead of comparing it to Michael Jackson 20 years, you never know. Yeah.
Nah, that's a crazy, man. Cause I'm like, man. Michael Jackson was selling out hotels, like he was selling out like hotel, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll be in a hotel and he will have a sold out show, he ain't even say a word. So it's like,
not for sure. Like Michael Jackson's a different breed, that's what I'm saying. Like it's different. Like Michael different. Like I see the videos on Twitter and shit.
With
like
no internet. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like
that
you gotta have
powerful. That shit was powerful for sure.
You gotta have sauce, bro. You know what I'm saying? To not be going viral every day on the internet, you know what I'm saying? You go out and people react, you gotta have sauce, and you know it. What are some, I know people say producers are overlooked or underrated, you know, do you feel like directors are also overlooked and underrated, like, in terms of career-wise?
To a certain extent, I feel like, because, like, you know, I can't really speak from my perspective, you know, I'm always looking at different directors, I'm always paying attention to everybody who got something going on, I'm always, you know, doing social love and support, so, like, I can't really say from my perspective, you know, I can't really imagine saying no, because like I'm looking for the tag, seeing who shot the video. But I know the average person probably doesn't do that. But like, like once you get to a certain level of notoriety, like, you know, like the nigga Drew filmed it from, I think, from Miami. Like people might make memes on Twitter about, you know, his name, his tag for like the videos and shit. And like everybody know Cole Bennett, so it's just like to a certain extent, you try to get that level of notoriety. So, like niggas know Metro Boomin, niggas know. You know, Tate Keith, niggas know different producers. Like, you know, you gotta get to that certain level to be recognized. But everybody ain't always getting recognized. You gotta be in that certain niche, because it's like, why as a regular fan, you know, do I give a fuck about the musician? I mean, the music video niggas. So it's like, of course, you know, they should be, you know, giving their flowers, you know, most definitely acknowledged. I feel like, you know, everybody has their thing that they care about. You know, you might be a music producer, but not give a fuck about the rappers. You might only care about, you know, who made the beat. And would rather listen to an instrumental of that song rather than listen to the actual song. You might be a music video producer, director, you might actually watch the video on mute because you just want to look at the video rather than actually listen to the song or hear the beat or any of that shit. That's what I feel like. Like everybody, like it's their perspective. It's all about, you know, what you care about, what you look at, what you looking at.
I was part of giving you guys, you know, saying some tips, man. You guys, you know, he's been giving you guys a whole lot of tips, and we didn't, you know, and knowledge. So, you know, it's something that you guys should definitely, you know, pay mind to. You know, we, you know, more towards the end, you know, near like a few things, you know, that I would say, like, was it based like what are your 3 favorite videographers?
Say again.
Your top 3 favorite videographers.
Top 3 favorite videographers. Shit. I fuck with a lot of different people. It's like hard to give a top 3. I can name a few I fuck with. I'm gonna fuck with Wax Bando, 4Q KPG, Cody Grace, Syracuse Midas, Kiru. Who else? There's a lot of talented people like Jason Sax Films. A lot of talented people I really fuck with. My man Detroit, his name, Call Me Phil. He do digital. He shot a lot of shit for like Real Young OGs. He shoots a lot of shit for all for artists and shit. Who else? A videographer wise, that's about it. I can think of. I fuck with all of them real heavy.
Oh, okay.